Hey everyone, welcome back to Take Charge. I'm Jennifer Zabasaja. So today, jury selection begins in the trial of Derek Chauvin, the former Minneapolis police officer accused of killing George Floyd after pressing his knee into Floyd's neck for nearly 9 minutes as he said he couldn't breathe. Chauvin is charged with second-degree murder and manslaughter in Floyd's death. His fate will be decided by 12 Hennepin County residents in Minneapolis, that will be picked after extensive grilling about their views on police and the justice system. On the phone with us now is Bloomberg Law social justice reporter Ayanna Alexander, who's going to be covering this whole trial for us. Ayanna, thanks so much for being here today. First of all, tell us, what should we expect today in court? What are we going to see? What are we going to hear?
Good morning. Thanks for having me. It seems like it's the start of the jury selection process this morning, which is scheduled to last for roughly 3 weeks. It also sounds like at the moment that Judge Cahill is trying to address the call to reinstate the third-degree charge motion after the Minnesota Court of Appeal suggested that it be reconsidered. So that's what we're looking at for today right now. So it's pretty intense. Some of the questions, of course, include if you've heard about the case and or if you've heard about what happened this summer with George Floyd and Derek Chauvin, if you protested, if you carried a sign, what did that sign say? So it seems like they're trying to differentiate between Black Lives Matter and Blue Lives Matter. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
And all of this is going to be broadcast live, right, Ayanna?
Yes, absolutely. Court TV, I believe, is the only media outlet that has cameras in there to give it to you 24 hours through that trial process.
And Ayanna, I want to touch on what you said, that third-degree murder charge. We heard about that late last week. What sort of impact will that have on the trial? Could that potentially delay what we could see today?
I'm not sure that it would delay what we see today. If anything, it could just add some more ammo to the arsenal. But for the most part, I've been asking different sources, of course, very quickly what they think would happen. It's really up in the air. Just like the whole case, it's really up in the air. We're not really sure how this changes things. I know that the prosecution was trying to keep that away from the case, so it'll be interesting to see its impact.
And let's talk about the defense. You mentioned the prosecution. What is going to be Derek Chauvin's defense? What do we know at this point?
So I've been hearing since the end of last year that Chauvin's defense team plans to argue that he acted in self-defense. And he claims that his defense team, anyway, they claim that he used a reasonable amount of force for an officer when he applied his knee to George Floyd's neck last May. I've also heard that there originally was a plan to bring up George Floyd's past criminal history, but as of right now, it seems like Judge Cahill is blocking that because it doesn't really seem relevant, but who's to say anything can change over the next 3 weeks.
And so, you know, we're seeing pictures, Ayanna, from last year. Of course, it was such a widespread reaction to this killing of George Floyd. Are we anticipating any protests, any peaceful protests or marches that are happening as this trial gets underway?
Asking around with sources on the ground, it seems that there is a chance for more so peaceful protests. But given that we have seen cases between Black Americans and law enforcement, we're not entirely sure what's going to happen. But it seems more so if there is a protest, it will be peaceful, as it has been in the past, especially this past summer. What's going to come of that, we don't know. But we're really just sitting and waiting to see what happens over the next few weeks.
And we're talking about outside the courtroom right now. Just want to end on inside the courtroom. Who is expected to be there? Will there be members of the Floyd family that we'll see? What should we be watching out for inside the courtroom?
I've been hearing that there may be 1 to 2 members of his family allowed. They're trying to be very careful given that we're still in a pandemic and trying to respect social distancing. I know that, of course, Chauvin is there now. It seems as if for the jury selection process, it looks like they're going to be sequestering people 4 at a time. So I'm not entirely sure how many people from the Floyd family will be there if they plan on coming, but I've been hearing so far that it could be up to 2.
All right. Bloomberg Law's Ayanna Alexander following this story for us. Thanks so much for your time, as always.